joining us now, it looks like Lynne is already. Lynne Swerhone joins us. She is the mental health specialist at West Bloomfield High School. Lynne, we got you all hooked up. Can you hear us?
Yes, I can.
Lynne, you are in a very colorful room. I like the green paint on the wall.
Thank you.
We always like checking in with folks via Zoom. Tell us where you are and how are things going there?
I'm in my office room right now. Things are pretty good. And even at West Bloomfield High School, we're all connecting via Zoom, and things are going all right over there too. So,
We've been talking primarily about the physical health of people over the past several weeks, and during this whole coronavirus issue, we've taken some time to talk about the mental health aspects. Are there issues that are particularly significant in the student community as students are trying to deal with this whole crisis?
definitely. I think especially for our seniors who were looking forward to a lot of events, things have been particularly difficult and challenging. Just processing that and coming up with alternatives so we can still celebrate them and their achievements. But for all students, really, I mean, especially if they're participating in extracurricular activities, it can be really hard to process the fact that we won't have our spring concerts or anything like that. So just kind of dealing with the change and the change to online learning, which is huge. Being forced to be on technology instead of face to face is difficult for everyone, I think. So there are a lot of challenges.
The biggest thing I think through this whole crisis is we've been talking to business people, to law enforcement, to educators, and this impacts everybody. There are things in our life right now that are beyond our control. There are things we just cannot control. And, I'll admit it, I'm kind of a control freak. Anyone who knows me. So, we don't like being out of control of things. What kind of impact does that have upstairs here in our brain?
Well, that uncertainty can trigger a stress response for all of us. I mean, we all like to have a sense of stability. And so when everything is turned upside down, stress hormones are released in the brain, right? Can trigger anxiety, depression. People can either overfunction, like my husband, who's doing every household project he can think of, or underfunction and feel, that kind of grief process, right? Feel like they're fatigued, feel this kind of heaviness. So it can trigger a lot of different emotions that then can impact our physical and mental health.
So, what signs should, I mean, we may be, just like the coronavirus itself. We might we might have the virus and be either asymptomatic or our symptoms are so minor that they're really not getting in our way and we're going on with our daily lives, or the symptoms may be so overwhelming they're totally debilitating and life threatening. Is the same true with mental health conditions?
Certainly, and I think everyone has a different way of coping. And so for some people, that might be, trying to maintain as much of a routine as possible. And I think that can be a good thing. Working on kind of focusing on what you can do every day and going through in the moment. And then, it might be different day to day also. You might have good days. I know that's true for me, where I have days where I feel okay, and then other days where it all kind of hits me, right? So, it can definitely be overwhelming, or sometimes it can feel more manageable. And I think that's different for everyone,
Lynne
certainly.
Swerhone is a mental health specialist at West Bloomfield High School. And Lynne, thank you very much for joining us today via Zoom on the MegaCast across most of Oakland County. Coming up in a couple of minutes, we're going to connect to the Oakland County Executive's offices and hear a press conference at 11:30 with some important new information. I appreciate you spending a couple of minutes with us, Lynne, until then. And, this is tough. I mean, this is, in particular, in the education space, really tough for parents because parents have been having to deal with their own issues. And then they have these very complex organisms walking around their house. They have to try to figure out how to help them as well. And parents have been thrust into the forefront of being, mom and dad plus teacher and, maybe physician and psychologist. What can you advise to parents to be on the lookout for, and any tips you can provide them?
So, my general advice to parents is just to kind of balance being authentic with your kids. You're human beings too. We all are, right? So, modeling appropriate expression of emotions and how to deal with uncertainty. And sometimes, expressing your emotions to your kids can kind of show that it's a safe space to share their emotions as well. And just kind of finding some time to take care of yourself, whatever that might look like. But I think everyone has been kind of thrust into multiple roles. And so to just kind of be patient with yourself is really critical right now. Definitely.
I see you have a blog here that is in my notes. It's got the longest URL ever in the history of web pages, so I'm not even going to try to read it. But Tyler, I assume we can get this on our website at some point today, and then we'll make that available. Can you tell us about this blog? What kind of information people might find in there, Lynn?
Yeah, so this is the West Bloomfield School District blog, and in there are a lot of different great articles for parents. It's also posted on the West Bloomfield School District Facebook page. And in this particular blog post, I wrote, just about how to talk to kids about the coronavirus using kind of age-appropriate explanations. And then I included a couple of scripts for parents. So just examples of how you might phrase something related to, their feelings around the coronavirus or just general kind of facts and explaining it. And then also, just kind of encouraging them to express their emotions, because kids might shut down or not really feel like talking. So kind of encouraging them to express themselves in other ways if that's what.
So if your kids won't talk, because kids will do that. You ask them a question, they go, oh, or oh. So parents, they know you know what I'm talking about. So if that happens, you just. What do you do? I mean, you said have them express themselves in other ways. What are you thinking?
So, especially for adolescents, I think sometimes journaling, talking to friends, I think just offering kids choices is really important. So saying, I know you might not want to talk to me about this, but is there another way that you might want to express how you feel? You want to draw out your feelings, you want to write in a journal, you want to talk to a friend. Offering the option of counseling is always a choice as well. So
Right.
I think just giving them the choice and the time to kind of process in their own way is important.
Lynne Swerhone is with us, mental health specialist at Bloomfield Hills High School. Hey, Lynn, I don't know if you heard about it, but a couple of students at Bloomfield Hills High School put this website together. A couple of teenagers. Actually, one is, I think, a junior at Bloomfield Hills, and the other was in middle school, their brother and sister. And they put together a website, and it's called Quarantine. What a great idea. I mean, so there's a good idea. Huh? Maybe you might want to check that one out, and I advise folks, if you got your kids and they don't really know how to express themselves, as we were talking about earlier, and they want to, talk to other young folks, Quarantine. You might want to go check that out. But, we certainly want to keep an eye on young folks and how they're using social media. But, really, social media might be a really good outlet for folks that are locked into their house and feel disconnected from the world.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And for as much as we talk about how hard this is for seniors, I definitely think our kids are resilient and creative. And so, they're clearly finding ways to talk about things and to handle and process this whole situation. So I think that's a great thing that
Listen, I just advise the kids to do what I did when I got stressed out. It was my senior year in high school at West Bloomfield. And, I was a pretty good student, but there was one class I didn't really know if I was going to make it through and everything was going to be okay. And so all I did is I went out to my car. Tyler, should I give this advice to people or maybe not?
I don't know what the advice is.
Okay,
so
well, here's it. You ready? Are you ready? Here we go. I went out to my car. And I turned the radio on full blast, and I played Alice Cooper, "School's Out for Summer." So it worked for me. If you got nothing else, you might want to try that. Is that going to hurt anybody, Lynn?
No.
Okay.
Absolutely not.
All right. Do you know the song? Do you even know the song? Do you know the song?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Good. That's a timeless song from a Detroit rock. Maybe we'll play that during the lunch hour. Lynn, anything else you want to add today?
I just want to encourage everyone to kind of take care of themselves, remind everyone that, we're going to get through this, and wish everyone a happy, healthy day. And that's about it. So.
All right, very good. Thank you for your Zoom connection with us. It really helped, and I'm sure that your words of advice for many people around all of Oakland County and Macomb County are greatly appreciated. Thank you.
Thank you.
School's out for summer, Lynn. Don't forget. When you get all stressed out, school's out for summer.